what is this technique called surgery without knives? We want to talk about that a little bit because that forms the basis for some of the new company formation at Foundry. And it's a very exciting business plan that they're executing that takes us from the old days of open surgery to the current days of less invasive and then luminal surgery to something that Foundry is pioneering today, surgery without an actual incision. We're taking advantage of all the body's pathways to get to the site where a current invasive, highly dangerous procedure is performed, and Foundry is looking to develop devices that replace those open procedures with percutaneous procedures. And we'll talk about a couple of those companies that are in the lower right-hand part of that slide. The major benefits, as you might imagine, are threefold. Clinical outcomes are mightily improved. Just ask the patients. Heart surgery patients can leave the hospital after a day of recovery, whereas the open surgical patients still spend 4 or 5 days in the hospital today. The costs to the healthcare system are lower, and there are far fewer complications that arise from these procedures. In the right side, Emphasis is a new Foundry company that replaces lung volume reduction surgery. That's an open chest operation to remove the tars and coal from smoking patients, and it's a very invasive procedure. I've watched surgeons at the Cleveland Clinic perform this, and you wouldn't believe what your lungs look like if you're a lifelong smoker. I know it made my wife quit years ago. Satiety is a company working on replacing the gastric bypass operation, which is an open stomach procedure. High rates of morbidity and mortality that occur from that procedure. The trend today is available because of advances in all areas, in the devices, in technology, and materials, and we'll talk a little bit about that as we get into the actual companies.